What does that even mean, Bowers Game Corner?
Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back again today for another game review. And today, I'm very excited to be checking out Rampage from Repos Productions. This is for 2 to 4 players, ages 8 and up, and it'll take about 30 minutes to play. And in Rampage, you will be taking control of a giant monster destroying the city, throwing buses, blowing over buildings, and knocking other monsters out. Sound awesome? Let's open up and see how it plays. Alright, so we're going to take a look inside of Rampage, and as you can see, this is just a really cool board. You look at this, people are going to be drawn over to your table, but first and foremost, we got our handy-dandy rule booklet. This game has an Achilles heel. This very small rule booklet is probably it. It's not the best rule booklet in the world. I think it could have been reorganized, but you'll definitely have no problem understanding the general gist of the game and hitting the ground running with the game. Next, you're going to get the cards. We'll get to those right now. You're going to have 3 kinds of cards. You're going to have secret superpowers, you're going to have a power, and then you're going to have characters. Everybody's going to get 1 character, 1 green power, and then 1 secret superpower. Now, each character has its own unique special ability. They're all symbology right there. And then you're going to have this little cheat sheet right here, which will go over what everything means. But needless to say, some will let you do certain special things with buses, or drop from different places, or different things on your turn, or some will help you score more bonus points at the end of the game. Some will let you punch your opponents out, or just all sorts of various different things. There's tons of replayability in this game because every single time you're going to have a monster that can do something different, probably 2 or 3 things different that you haven't done before, because there's, like I said, there's a pretty good deal of cards right here. But the power card and the character card you're going to show to everybody, and then the secret superpower is going to be something that you can do only once per game, and you're going to hide that until you use the secret superpower. Really add a lot to the game. Next, you're going to get your board, which as you can tell is really the star of the show. It does take a little bit to set up, and I forgot to mention that in the comments at the end, that the game is going to take about 5 to 15 minutes to set up, depending on if you got shaky hands or whatnot. But you're going to set it up all you can see, and each building is going to have 3 stories with meeples on every floor, and then a guy on the top, and these are going to be what you're going to be destroying and what you're going to be eating. Also on the board, there's going to be buses around the board. These are what you're going to be able to pick these up and throw them at buildings and throw them at other people. But we'll show you that in a little bit. So, what are you trying to do in Rampage? Obviously, you're going to be trying to destroy the city, but what you're going to be trying to do is gaining the most points by eating meeples, destroying buildings, and knocking out your opponent's teeth. Let's go over here real quick so you can see your little score visor thing right here. Now, these aren't the best either. They kind of fall over, but it's not a huge deal. You're going to start off the game, and you're going to have 4 teeth like so. 4 teeth down here, and then 2 teeth up top. You can never lose your 2 teeth up top. You're never going to lose these 2, but you can always lose these 4 down here. Now, the teeth are going to show how many meeples you can eat during a turn. So let's just pretend you're going to start the game. You can eat 6 meeples, but if somebody knocks out one of your teeth, you can eat 5 meeples. Now you can eat 4 meeples, so on and so forth. But you can always eat at least 2 meeples as long as you're playing the game. And what can happen is some people will knock your teeth out, and they will eat them and gain you points. That's another way to gain points, as I mentioned, along with the meeples and the building structures. So, next, we're going to look at our monsters. They are pretty cool. You're going to get 4 unique colors, green, blue, red, and purple, which will match these things right over here. And what's going to happen, we're going to start the game real quick, we're just going to do a 2-player game. We're going to have your feet. Now, your feet are going to show where your monster is. So, wherever your feet are, that's where your monster is. On your turn, you're going to be able to perform 2 and only 2 actions, and they are clearly listed on the back of here. On your turn, what you're going to be able to do is you're going to be able to flick your feet like so. You're either going to be able to flick your feet, you're going to be able to blow. Now, how do you blow? What's going to happen is, well, it doesn't matter what color it is. If you blow, what you're going to do is you're going to get down on a knee normally, or on the table. You're going to rest your chin on the very top of your monster, and you are going to suck in and then blow down things on the board. If you blow down meeples, you can potentially eat them. If you blow meeples off of buildings, then you can take the parts of the buildings, and you can blow anywhere you want. but we be very wary because if meeples go off the board, bad things can and will happen. But we'll get to that next. We'll get to that in a minute, I should say. The next thing you can do is you can drop your monster onto the board. Now, I mentioned that you could flick your monster around. Now, outside of each building, there's going to be sidewalks. If you can get your feet onto the sidewalk, then you can drop your monster like so. That time wasn't a very good roll. Wasn't a very good one. But since I have 2 actions, what I can also do is do it again. And boom! I knock some people off. Now, since no one is on top of this, I also get to put that behind my little screen. So that's going to be 1 point at the end of the game. And my turn is over. I've taken my 2 actions. I will look in my neighborhood. And there's going to be neighborhoods all around the board. If there's people that I can eat, meeples, then I get to eat them. And nom 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 nom, I get to eat this blue guy. So that would be the end of my turn. We'll pretend it's back to my turn, though. And the next thing that I can do is I can throw a bus. Now, there's going to be buses and fire trucks and all sorts of different things that are going to be flying around the board. You can pick one up and put it on top of your head and then flick it at someone if it is in your neighborhood. So, for instance, I can pick up this green bus, but I can't pick up this blue bus over here. If a bus goes off the board, which will happen quite frequently, it will go back to its starting spot, and as you can see, the tank is going to start right here. So I would then, this is going to be hard doing it backwards, I would flick it, and that was a terrible flick. But you can either flick it at buildings, or you can flick it at other monsters, because other monsters will also be on the board at the same time as you. So let's just pretend that I would have flicked this bus at this monster right here, and boom! I would have knocked him over like this. He would lose one of his teeth, and I would get to eat the teeth. So I put the teeth behind my thing. That'll be worth 2 points at the end of the game. But that's about it. You're going to be going and taking 2 actions. You're going to be destroying buildings and eating people. Oh, I almost forgot one of the most important aspects of the game. People will escape the city. And you don't want people to escape the city because you want to eat them. Escaping the city is when they fall off of the board. If meeples fall off the board, they will go over to this track right here. Now, there's 2 sides to the track. This one depends on what color you are, or what color the meeples are. And this one is just the number of meeples. We're just going to show you side A. And when someone falls off, you're going to put them right here. Now, whoever happens to be the unlucky soul... Sorry, I should show that. Whoever happens to be the unlucky soul who fills up this board to the 3 spot is going to have something bad happen to them. So once you fill this up, you're going to have a tooth break, and then someone else is going to be able to put you somewhere. For this one's really bad, you're going to have one of your teeth break, and then everyone else is going to get 1 additional action this round. If you fill up this one, 2 teeth will break, and so on and so forth. And if you get all the way down here, the game will end, and you'll tally up your score. One thing I also forgot to mention is how the scoring works. I told you that the meeples are worth points, but I didn't explain how. In order to score any points on the meeples, you have to have a complete set of them. So you can have all the meeples in the world, but if you don't have a set of them, which I believe there's 6 different colors, you will not gain any points. So this right here is worth 0 points. But if you can successfully get the red one, this is going to be worth 10 points. So that's a pretty big swing in this game. So you're going to want to be paying careful attention to what meeples you have. But anywho, you're going to be going around the board, destroying the city, fighting each other, taking out teeth, blowing people off, doing all sorts of things, and that is how Rampage is played. Alrighty then, Rampage from Repos Productions. What are my final thoughts? Let's go over the pros, let's go over the cons. First on the con side, game's not going to be for everybody for a couple of different reasons. It's only 2 to 4 players, even though I really hope they come out with an expansion that expands the map up to 6. I think that would be awesome, taller buildings. Anywho, I'm getting ahead of myself. Also, there's strategy here, but it's not the deepest strategy. And also, some of the cards feel slightly unbalanced. I always feel like, you know, some of the powers are slightly more useful than other ones, and some of the characters are more useful than other ones, and some of the superpowers are definitely more useful than other ones. But those are all minor nitpicks, because you're here in this game to destroy things, and, you know, there is strategy, but not too terribly much. Another thing that bugged me is they give you exactly the right amount of meeples in the game. No more, no less. Well, obviously no less. But I was really hoping they'd give you at least an extra 1 of each color, because let me tell you, these things go flying everywhere. And if you lost one, that would really, really stink. Even though I suppose you could probably find another one pretty easily. The last group of people who might not like it are people with sticks in the mud. Because Rampage, getting over to the pros, is, I'm going to say this, I don't think it's the best game of 2013. I think this is the funnest game of 2013. I really enjoyed this game. It is a lot of fun. You set it out on the table and people are like, whoa, what's going on there? Then you're blowing and flicking and doing buses. I mentioned that there wasn't too much strategy, but there definitely is some strategy here. I would love to play this with people who are really good at it. Like people, because, you know, I played with some people and they're just having fun and doing that sort of thing, but I'd really love to get into some hardcore gamer groups, like some Euro gamers, and play this with them, where they're actually like, oh my goodness, I need to get over here because there's 3 gray cubes. I would like to see a very competitive game of this going on. I mean, I think that would be fun. But that's neither here nor there. Components are top-notch. Everything is outstanding. The meeples look good. I got the little extra stickers that you can put on there. I haven't put them all on there. But if you can get those, I highly would recommend them. Overall, Rampage is a fantastic game. It is a fantastic family game, and I think every family is going to enjoy it unless you have more than 4 people. It is a must-buy if you are in the market for a game like this. I mean, because it really scratches an itch, and I can't think of any other game that scratches the itch that Rampage does. Fantastic game. Check it out. If you enjoyed this review, please be sure to subscribe to my channel. Thanks for your time, YouTube.
That was the review for Rampage. For more reviews and previews, check back at Bauer's Game Corner.